Got cheap rusted headers? Need a makeover? I'm going to show you for less than $15 how to take something that looks like this and look like that. So hang around. I'm going to show you how now. So starting off, I wound up getting a 50-foot roll of black fiberglass heat wrap. Found this on eBay for $13. So I have it soaking in a bucket of water right now. I've done this once before on my Corvette, and I found by soaking it did make it a little bit better. Also with that came these metal stainless ties, so that'll go to hold the wrap on at the ends. So we've got those. I think it's like 10 or, yeah, it's 10 of them in a pack. Again, I got some spray paint just to do the top. As you can see, I did that to the top of the header here. Found this at Ollie's for $1.99. So all in, like I say, about $15. Also got some rubber gloves. What I'm going to do is double these up because that is fiberglass. So hopefully I don't cut myself up. Normally I would probably use some mechanics gloves, but because they're going to be wet, it's just going to soak through. The other thing, I got some heavy-duty scissors for cutting the fiberglass. So the engine's already out of the car, and originally I was just going to try and find a way of doing the headers by either putting them in the vise somehow, making a bracket or something like that to hold them. And it just dawned on me, I thought, well, I got the engine sitting on the engine stand, probably the safest place or the best place to hold this would be just be able to bolt it back to the engine. So that's what I wound up doing here. As you can see, I've already cleaned a little bit of the top, hit it with some of that spray paint, because I can't wrap all the way up to the end because it'll interfere with the bolts. So I'll probably stop somewhere about an inch short of the ends here. So that's why I wanted to paint that black. Plus the flange needs to be painted. So of course I know it's going to rust, but there it is. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I did was I took the roll and I stripped about 25 foot off of it because I wanted to half it out, because otherwise I'd have a 50-foot roll and I'd be trying to wrap around all this, and that's just not going to work. So I needed to have it free. So that's why I decided to do it this way. Cut it in half. I may end up wasting some because I'm uncertain if it's going to take 25 feet to do a single header, but I figured I have to have a starting point to do this. Now looking at the pipes, I wanted to determine how I wanted to do this. Most likely I like to wrap from the top down, and then when I get down to the collector area, then I'll wrap over top of all of that. Probably going, instead of wrapping the front one here and coming back, because it's going to get pretty close back in here, I think I might have to double that up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the center two first. So I'm going to start with this port, work down, and when I get to towards the collector area, I'm going to go onto the second pipe and work my way back up. I gotta get in a different position here. There we go. Okay, now I'm starting to get somewhere. Now the overlap on this, I am simply going to overlap about 1/4 of an inch. I think hopefully it's going to be enough. I think we're going to have to pull this out of the bucket at this point because I'm going to have to keep wrapping this around or it's just going to get tangled. I'm going to use a screwdriver stuck in there to help hold that so I can get some of this excess down here wrapped around and out of the way. Still making progress here. Now what I've done, as I stated earlier in the video, is I started with this one, worked my way down, got down to where all the pipes start to come together towards the collectors, then jumped onto this second pipe and been working my way up. But now I'm at a very, very tight spot, so I'm having to backfeed it up here at the top where I have enough of a gap, and pull it through, so you'll see that in a second here. You can see I have a screwdriver here just so it wouldn't unravel on me. Okay. Slide it down, pull my screwdriver out. There we go. Almost have this one here done. So I just cut that off. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this piece in here, the stainless tie. Kind of like a zip tie. Once you put them in, they lock in. I'm also trying to put the buckle part of this at the top because I don't want it to interfere in the future with me getting to the spark plugs. I don't want any potential for anything to cut me open. Alright, I'll end up pulling that a little more taut as I get through here, but for now at least it's holding it in there. So I've wrapped this one to the point that it's touching this back one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a piece on the back one and then tuck them both together. Okay. Now I'm taking the other one from this front, meshing these two together. This is probably not the best quality of heat wrap, but again, this is more cosmetic than it is for function. Though it probably will help with the starter, but I got a mini starter for this, so I'm hoping that'll help with the heat control. Okay, I think that's about one side. Just got to get the rest of my clips on here. And that's a wrap, quite literally. One thing I want to mention is you can paint this, so if you want that same high temperature black that we used to cover the metal, you could paint all the wrap as well. So if you want everything to be pretty much the same tone, you can do that. If you don't like the stainless steel straps being bright colored like that, again, you can paint all this so that way everything is monotone. You can also use spray paint to touch this up if you have any kind of fade or any odd spots that show up later on. So the other thing I want to mention is, if you have the shorty headers, the 50-foot roll is just the right size. If you have the long tube headers like I need, you're going to need another 25 foot. So make sure you order 75 foot of wrap if you're doing the long tube headers. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. Leave us a comment. We appreciate it. And thanks for watching.